Hello and welcome back to Tekkit Speedrun with me, James ES. I've decided to just start recording as soon as I've woken up. This episode was meant to go out yesterday, but I had that job interview yesterday and I didn't feel it went very well. I wasn't really in the mood for anything. I don't know, I just didn't really do anything yesterday. I was sort of dithering about on Tekkit, just literally wandering around the world. I mean, that's what this episode's like, anyway. And that was the one for, it was a phone shop, basically. The job interview, anyway. And I got stuck because they asked me a question that I've just never been asked in an interview before. It was, how I can't even remember it. I'm not even going to bother with it. I've got another one tomorrow. Different company, have to travel. This is an insurance company. Fingers crossed it won't be like that one. I don't know. See, it's really, at the time I thought I did really bad, but then afterwards, thinking back, it wasn't so bad at all. I think I gave all the right kind of answers, but it's the fact that I didn't hit the nail on the head straight away. And because I got kind of stressed with some of the questions and froze up on one of the questions, I basically felt as if I started to get stressed, and I think I became a bit less cheery. And being cheery and seeming like you've got a positive personality is really important when it comes to customer service kind of jobs. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, basically this is a building episode, where I do up the base. And I kind of got stuck on this one a lot. Basically, as I've said before, I have all these ideas in my head, but I never quite... The problem is I had all of these different ideas, and I wasn't sure how to bring them all together. See, that whole sort of outside area out the front, I mean, this is after I built this. Even the cactus farm, I wanted to make it all part of the same building. And the MSU sign thing that was built by other players, I want to keep that, but I wanted to make it like a thing on the front of the building and make that a main part of the building, but redo it in redstone lamps. But then I realised it's way too far forwards, and that means I'd have to build the building really long back into the mountain. And obviously there's me running around after supplies and stuff. Still low on power. That's another reason I didn't make any videos yesterday, because all the time I'm making videos and doing all the renders and recordings, I can't have the server running. So it's just not had a chance to sort of catch up, as it were. But yeah, I had most of yesterday and I left it over going all night and all that sort of thing. So that should be fine. So if you're wondering what these two things are, basically I'm going to build a harbour, a big harbour wall going all the way around the bay. And then somewhere on one of the corners I'm going to have what looks like a control tower for the space launch, and the space launch center is going to be in the middle, under the water, so it's going to be pretty awesome. Also, these walls are going to define the edge of the building. Also, I can build little bits inside the harbour wall and have little boats and stuff. It's going to be awesome. That wheat farm is going to go inevitably. So I was trying to work out what areas are going to be outside and what areas are going to be part of the building. That was a difficulty I've had because I've adapted essentially a mountain into a building. Well, I have to admit though, those solar arrays do look pretty fucking cool from here. And in the end, I went for some really ridiculous design, and it should be interesting watching it take shape. It's not very realistic design, but what I tend to do is I start big, right? I'll build something that it'll look ridiculous to begin with, but then when you sort of add finer details to it to make it look less like one big polygonal structure and more kind of cool. And I'll explain to you more about that in a minute. So yeah, the reason I've gone back to just doing this, like the way my logic was working here was like, okay, at this point I was thinking, wall that off. Or no, I was going to wall it straight. I was going to just demolish all that land, literally terraform it all. But I thought, no, I've got to start working with the land instead of trying to turn the whole thing into a flipping building. Because whatever I do, it's going to be like quite good, epic in scale. One thing I hadn't thought about at this point is if I'm building all of that into a building, right? But there's meant to be a rail track going right the way through there. So I'm going to build the rail track before I build that up too much. Oh God, knocking the mic. Not a good idea. That's my plan for that. And yeah, it was just making loads of bricks. Actually, no, I was making slabs, I believe. Yeah, loads of slabs. And you'll see why. This is just like a pretty typical design of... you can't really say anything's your style because I probably saw it somewhere else. Like, okay, this bit's just kind of, yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I was like, what? My brain obviously wasn't functioning right. I couldn't focus properly on this because I forgot how I used to build these sort of staircases. Because I built a whole city once and I used these for like, not the paths. I have used them for paths before, but these kind of blocks, I used them for building up walls and using them as sort of curbs almost for the paths. Even though paths don't have curbs, they do in my worlds. Just go with it. just because I like the way it looks. I mean, that's kind of the point when you're building shit, right? But yeah, we're getting there. But then, basically, I am probably going to turn the cactus farm into another greenhouse, like I've been doing with the sugar farm, and make that a building. What I've been trying to decide is whether to make this staircase also be an interior staircase, like have like a sort of cool glass circular roof over the top. Well, I say circular, but just have some kind of, even if it's just fences going all the way up, that'd be quite cool. But I've realised it looks sort of fine as it is. Like, obviously the bits in between these are going to be different. See what I mean? This is me building a pathway. So this bit at this point I've decided it's going to be outside. And then what I usually do is build either buildings or, well, yeah, I'll build buildings in between and then sort of extend the paths to go round the buildings, and then there's less random sort of pathways going between nothing. It's just a system that works. I mean, I built pretty much a whole city that way. And it looked pretty sweet in the end. But yeah, it just happens to go right through the freaking sugar farm. And I worked it out wrong. It doesn't seem as slow and painful at watching it back 4x speed, but it looks like it could be just normal speed playthrough, but building at a reasonable rate. So yeah, I thought first I'll just focus on these paths. I'll worry about sorting the rest out later. You know, one little bit at a time. Just try not to take on too much at once. So that's going to be a path leading towards the front of the base. But the front of the base, as I've said before, is going to be I mean, what is now the front wall of the base is going to be inside the building. And then I thought, the problem with that is it's got a low ceiling before the second floor. And then I thought to myself, Johnny, no, Ma. Don't worry, I'm not having a stroke. Basically, no. I thought to myself, that second floor doesn't have to be there. I've already shown that it's basically controlled. I don't think there's anything in there that needs manual control. I go in there to check the energy cells sometimes, but the actual sugar that goes into the system is put in from the outside, and in that chest there that you could see for a second. And yeah, this is where I start going a bit mental with my building idea. So my idea is to make this bit of building just keep going up like that, connect to the mountain, and that's it. That's the front of the mountain building. Obviously it's going to have to be glass roof going all the way up. And then I thought, this is an idea that I'm undecided on yet, right? So after I've done the glass, I thought, I could build like a kind of sculpted, actually I don't know if there's going to be room at the top there, but I could turn it into like a giant waterfall that goes over the edge. In fact, I could turn this whole basin into like a dam. No, that's too weird. Because I was going to do the same on this side. The problem is this side it's not part of that big mountain, and it's got nothing to meet up with when it gets to the top. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'll work something out, and it'll be kind of cool. And it's thinking about these things and building up the ideas as you go along that makes it interesting, I guess. Yeah, see, this is where it joins the mountain, but obviously I can't do that at the other end. And then all of this inside is going to be like an inside space. Sorry, I sound like I got a cold. Oh, my nose is a bit blocked. Going to be sounding weird all day on all my videos. So yeah, I'm up nice and early. Like, I don't have to get up at 6 on a Sunday morning, but I actually slept like quite well last night, for once, and I think it's because finally, you know, I've been getting up and going to bed at the same time, and that's the way to train your body to do it. But it takes a few days of doing that successfully, and last night, no problem. I had absolutely no problem sleeping, no problem waking up at 6 this morning. And I don't see why it'd be any different tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just gonna blast out all these videos for the day, and that's my plan for today anyway. Don't know what games I'm gonna play yet. I look forward to seeing what games are available, especially if there's like brand new ones up there. I don't know what the upload rate is on Game Jolt, like, because I love playing games that have literally just been put up there. That's really fun. The next episode should be a little bit more interesting, although I am doing the rail line next time. But I've decided I'm going to launch straight in. I'm probably not even going to finish the station. I'm going to start building that rail line so I know where it's going to go. So the next time I come around to doing a building episode, I don't end up building something that's going to get in the way. If that makes sense? Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's nearly it. Oh dear. Yeah, I just thought I'd get some more bricks ready for the next episode. Yeah, I will need bricks, but mostly it's just going to be oak planks if I'm honest. But anyway, I'm James ES. Thanks for watching another one of these Tekkit speedruns. We're getting there. I mean, things are going to get pretty awesome. I'll see you later, guys. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.